It's That Nerd Ryan here, and as of the 18th of February, the movie Uncharted comes out. So we're going to go ahead and review it. It's currently the 17th, so it's the day before it actually comes out. I'm going to be seeing it tomorrow midday, and then we'll get the review up then. But I figured we'd do the intro the day before. So I've been a fan of Uncharted, the game series, for a long time. I played through the original 3 on the PlayStation 3, rebought it for the PlayStation 4, replayed it all the way through, played Uncharted 4, and that's as far as I got. I'm also a huge Tom Holland fan, obviously. Best Spider-Man, in my opinion. For those who don't watch my channel, which if you don't watch my channel, please subscribe, because we do a lot of movie reviews, Star Wars videos, toy reviews, Marvel videos, Pokemon videos. There's at least 2 videos a day, except for Sundays and Saturdays. So yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and click subscribe. Also, make sure you ring that bell, and if you like this movie, or if you like Uncharted in general, make sure you leave a like. And then comment if you've seen the movie or not, I should say, because it's about a week old when this comes out. Anyways, without further ado, let's get back to me talking. So I saw the initial trailer. I thought it was an okay trailer. What's funny is, like, ever since I started Uncharted, I've wanted Mark Wahlberg to play Nathan Drake. Unfortunately, Mark Wahlberg kind of aged. I mean, he's still looks the same as he did 10 years ago, but I can understand why they want to get a younger actor. I just think it's funny that they chose Mark Wahlberg as Sully for this. But yeah, and I don't know how to feel. I've never seen a video game movie in theaters that I could remember. I might have when I was a little kid. I just know I wanted to see Assassin's Creed, heard how terrible it was, didn't see it, was debating, thought that Sonic was going to be terrible, heard it was actually really good, still haven't seen that. We're going to do those movies somewhere down the line. But yeah, so let's get into this trailer right now.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here. Why the map?
Tom
Biggest
Holland
treasure
does
that's never
kinda
been
look
found.
like
5 billion, easy.
Drake.
But
I'm
it's
fine with
just a
it, yes.
story.
I beg to differ.
500 years ago, my family found the world's biggest fortune, then was betrayed. People have been searching for it all in vain.
Both you turn your keys clockwise at the same time.
Thanks a lot. You almost got me killed.
Clockwise, Sully!
Well, it was 50-50, so I made a guess.
Clearly.
But the voyage was not just about gold. It was something much more valuable. This cross has a very tragic history. So much blood.
I'm pretty sure he's just threatening to kill me. Oh, this is gonna suck!
Don't get caught.
You were just gonna leave me back there.
Somebody had to get the cross.
Okay, so I have a feeling that this is supposed to be like an alternate universe. This is funny. Because this is from Uncharted 3. So it's feeling a younger Drake, right? It's the exact thing over.
Your brother believed that there was a final piece.
Well, you know my brother said.
You have no idea who you're partnered with.
What else aren't you telling me?
The victor spoils.
How are they gonna get them out of here?
Hey, put him down, boys.
What is that thing on your face?
Alright, so
Puberty's
good.
right around the corner,
Wahlberg's
kid. You
gonna
can
get
grow
the
your own.
mustache. That's probably
Exclusively in
scene of
movie
it right
theaters.
there. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be an okay movie. Looks like it's going to be definitely better than Assassin's Creed, from what I've heard about Assassin's Creed. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big Uncharted fan. If I could find the picture, I'll post it. Like, for the in-between, I actually dressed up as Nathan Drake for Halloween one year. But yeah, so let's go ahead, watch the movie. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, I'm back from Uncharted, so let's talk about it. So, as the usual structure goes with new movie reviews, the first few minutes here, at this portion I should say, are going to be spoiler-free, and then I will let you guys know, spoiler warning. Really, though, there's not much to spoil for this movie, but yeah, we'll talk about the plot in more detail at that point, and then we'll rank it. I didn't do for these series, I don't do the 5 last-minute theories, so we're not even going to be touching on that. But yeah, and then we'll rank it, and then we'll end it. So, I will first start off by saying that I messed up the order there. We're ranking it and then talking spoilers. But yeah, I would first like to say that this movie actually surpassed my expectations. I did the one thing that I don't like doing, and that was I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes score right before I saw it and saw that it was 38. And then I started thinking, oh no, this is going to be a terrible movie. And that was after I watched the trailer with you guys. So yeah, but even then I still had doubts at that point as well. But kind of way blew over my expectations. Again, this wasn't like my favorite movie of all time. This wasn't even close to my favorite movie of all time. It just, I'll say this, I thought it was going to end up being like a 2 out of 10, and it is definitely not a 2 out of 10 movie. Video game movies always have this negative stigma behind them that they're terrible. And I did lie. I forgot to say, I did see Mortal Kombat in theaters about a year ago. So yeah, I have seen a video game movie. I just remembered that because that movie was so forgettable anyways. But yeah, so like that. Mortal Kombat being forgettable. Me protesting seeing Sonic for so long just because it's a video game movie. And Assassin's Creed, I still haven't seen it, but with how terrible people say it is, and like stuff like that, you just get this essence that because it's a video game movie, it's going to be absolute garbage. Detective Pikachu, good movie, so we were able to beat that stigma there. And Uncharted, also a good movie. The only issue I have with it is that it's kind of playing off that it's a prequel to the games, yet we have events that happen in the games in the movie. One of the big events in the movie, and it's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, the falling out of the plane scene that we get is ripped straight out of Uncharted 3. However, they still kind of play it off that, like I said, this is a prequel, which also changes a lot of things. It changes the first time Nate met Sully and like stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to be a prequel or if it's supposed to be like its own little thing still, because there is something that happens towards the end that hints to familiar stories from the games. But yeah, so I'm going to rank it now because I am going to start talking about the plot. Actually, really quick, we'll talk about the actors. Mark Wahlberg did a lot better at Sully than I thought he did, but there was a few issues. It was a rocky start with him. He kind of just sounded like, at the beginning of him being there, he just sounded like he was reading lines. Not like fully going into it, but like after a while he felt like Sully. It was great. It was just like the first few scenes with Sully did not feel like enjoyable, and I thought that was going to ruin the movie for me, but all of a sudden he just kind of stepped up, and it was really good. They should have really just used different takes on the beginning, which honestly is a little jarring that was like that. Tom Holland killed it as Nathan Drake. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite actors. Funny how I think we're the same age, or I might be a year older than him, I can't remember. But yeah, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite actors. He can do so much more than just Spider-Man, and he killed it in this movie. And it, like, there was moments, there's a very, like, emotional moment that he looked exactly like Nathan Drake, and it was perfect. It's kind of funny how anytime there's like an emotional scene with Tom Holland, he looks exactly like the character he's playing. For example, No Way Home with the end scene with MJ, he looks exactly how I'd expect Peter Parker to look. And in this, the big emotional scene that we'll talk about for spoilers, he looks exactly like Nathan Drake. It's pretty jarring to me. The actress that played Chloe did a phenomenal job as well. Really captured the essence of the character. Antonio Banderas was okay. I mean, he was there. That's kind of how it felt. And then the other villain that we get was also kind of okay. They never really kind of explained motivation for her. They explain it for Antonio Banderas' character very well. It's just he doesn't really get to be that interesting in it. But yeah. So let's rank it. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Which, like I said, I thought it was going to be a 2 out of 10. But a 7 out of 10 for sure. Now let's talk spoilers. So we start off with Nate and Sam as their kids. Well, we start off with the plane scene, but then cut back to Nate and Sam as kids. So it's just like Uncharted, where you get into the climax right away, and then it shoots back. But yeah, and then kind of jumps ahead 10 years to, or 15 years, I guess, to Nate being a bartender and petty thief. Which actually, what was kind of funny was the girl that he pickpockets a bracelet from. He's flirting with her at the beginning, and I literally thought it was supposed to be Ellie. I was like, okay, that's gonna be Ellie. They're gonna introduce her in this movie too. Unless they do it in a sequel, that wasn't Ellie. That was just some random person that he pickpockets. And we then quickly meet Sully, and this is where I'm like, oh, Mark Wahlberg's just phoning it in for this. Because he's kind of just sitting there like, yeah, you picked that girl's pocket, I noticed that. Yeah, okay, I'm doing a job, and I could use you. Yeah, okay, here, bye. And then and it's like, okay, this is going to be a bad movie with how Mark Wahlberg's acting. You could tell he doesn't want to be in this. And then the next scene, Nate breaks into his apartment because he got his bracelet stolen. Like, oh, yeah, you didn't take that long. Yeah, you're not patient. Blah, blah. And then it's still where it's like, okay, he doesn't really want to be in this movie. And then we get to the auction house scene, and that's where Mark Wahlberg finally starts, like, playing Sully and himself. I'm not going to go step by step on everything, but I just wanted to clarify that for Sully. But yeah, so they get the MacGuffin, go ahead to Barcelona. Antonio Banderas is after it because his family is owed this treasure and everything like that. And then we meet Chloe. The emotional scene that I was talking about was when Nate finds out that Sully got Sam killed. And that was where it's like, oh my god. So they kind of go their separate ways. I'm abridging it. And then we get to the plane scene. Then we get them landing in the Philippines. Oh, and there's a betrayal by Chloe along the way. Then the other villain kills Antonio Banderas, and obviously it's kind of like they just want the gold, but like there's no reasoning behind. She doesn't really get developed that much, except for that her and Sully have a history, and she's a cold-blooded killer. So I can't even remember her name. That's how one note this character was. But yeah, we get some cool flying ships, fighting on flying pirate ship feel on it, which is something you could only see in Uncharted. Something I did want to mention in this review was the game series is so cinematic that this movie felt like it was a game, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just the ending. They lose the boats, but Sully still gets the gold, so it's like Uncharted. And yeah, that's how it ends, and we get cut to two post-credit scene. The first one being that Sam's actually alive, and then the second one being a setup for the next Uncharted film, along with Sully finally getting a mustache. But yeah, so that was my review of Uncharted. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that nerd Ryan telling you, go see Uncharted.